All right, Michael Cook is here reviewing two movies. We have Blink Twice and Girl, You Know It's True.
Exactly. Let's start off with Blink Twice, opening today at a theater near you. This is the directorial debut of Zoe Kravitz, the actress who's related to the famous Lenny Kravitz here. There you see Channing Tatum. He plays a billionaire who owns his own island, and he invites Naomi Ackie, who's a cocktail waitress at a reception that he's at, her and her friend to come to his island with his friends for a long weekend of fun and drinking and laying out in the sun. While he gets there, there's a bunch of his friends, Christian Slater, Haley Joel Osment, and others. They're just all hanging out by the pool and drinking exotic drinks and just having
time, right?
Just having a good time. And of course, clearly there is something else going on that this movie takes a while to get into, and I'm going to be vague so as not to give away the major plot twist, but it's clear Naomi Akkie's character is realizing that something just doesn't feel right, that there's something off with this, and then some of her the people some of the women that she meets are also slowly starting to feel the same thing, that maybe it's all too good to be true. Zoe Kravitz does have a good eye. There's a lot of tension in this film and a lot of interesting dynamics between the characters and the storyline. It was good to see Gina Davis there as the sister of the billionaire played by Channing Tatum. But this movie is a little bit derivative of movies you've seen before, like Get Out or Don't Worry, Darling. And it takes about an hour almost for it really to get going, for the movie to really start cooking, so it sort of gets repetitive over and over again with them, just everybody frolicking and having a great time, and you're wanting to get into the meat of the movie. But when it does get into it, I will say it is very, very interesting. The twist is something you do not see coming that I did thoroughly enjoy, which is why I like this movie, but the fact that it was derivative and it took a little while to get rolling, there are some knocks against it, but I still recommend it, which is why I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, so if it had got going sooner, maybe 8.5, 8?
Yeah, if we get a little bit sooner and then and had a little bit more intriguing ideas, might have been a better film, but again, I still liked it.
All right, Girl, You Know It's True.
Girl, You Know It's True. You can rent it on Amazon Prime and other platforms. This is the biopic of the famous group Milli Vanilli. It tells the story of their rise and, of course, tremendous fall of these two. For people who don't know, Milli Vanilli were a pop act in the late 80s, early 90s. It turned out that they lip-synced everything, that they didn't sing any of their own songs. Here, the two young men, they're living in Germany. They're dancers. They just want to be stars. They just want to, be somebody. They meet a German producer who has good singers, but the people he has singing don't have the look for the MTV generation. Or the moves. But these two young men, they can dance. They're gorgeous with their long hair, and they slowly get synced into agreeing to be the lip syncers for this world. And of course, they, as you know, if you know the true story, they rocket to stardom and have 3 monster hits, all the while trying to keep the secret from the world that they can't sing and that they have these thick French and German accents. This is just an absolutely fantastic film.
Really?
It's inventive. I like the two actors are perfectly cast. They look like them, dance like them, and even sound like the real Milli Vanilli. Even though you know what's going to happen at the end, you still hope they somehow make it, because these two lead actors are so charismatic and so just likable, and you want them to make it. But sadly, you know the truth. This is one of the better music biopics I've seen in a while. Even if you don't know the story of Milli Vanilli, a lot of people don't. And it's Generation Z or millennials may not know. But I thoroughly loved this movie. I highly, highly recommend it, which is why I give it a 9 out of 10.
9.
Just
wow.
a great, fun time. Well done biopic.
Do you remember how you felt when you found out that the whole thing was a farce?
It was like telling me there was no Santa Claus.
I know.
No, it was not that big.
Couldn't believe it. But there is, kids.
Yeah, exactly. If you're watching Santa Claus, he'll be coming soon.
Pretty soon. About 3 more months. All right.